Hey everyone, it's Samantha. From living on the streets to opening up about mental illness, this is the shocking truth about Halsey.
Number 14. Childhood issues. Halsey was born Ashley Nicolette Frangipane on September 29, 1994. Throughout her young career, she has been very open about her mental health issues, personal life, and has even talked about her troubled childhood. Her mom had her when she was young and had to drop out of college to take care of her. Halsey, her little brothers, and her parents had to move around fairly often from various apartments, and her mom and dad worked all the time to support them. But it wasn't just the unstable home and lack of attention that affected Halsey. She told Rolling Stone that her household was chaotic, and things were always being thrown around. Later on, she read a poem at the 2018 Women's March that detailed about harrowing events in her life. Halsey spoke about how she was harmed when she was 8, had an awful experience in 2012 with a boyfriend, and how a man that she trusted harmed her in 2017. She also spoke about going with a close friend to Planned Parenthood in 2009 when she had a similar experience. Number 13. Her mother. Since Halsey found out her own mental diagnosis, she discovered that her mother Nicole suffers from the same thing. Her mom has bipolar disorder, which could be a significant factor in how Halsey was raised and how things always seem to be turbulent during her childhood. But her mother also plays a part in Halsey's creativity. She said during an interview with Glamour that she recalls sitting in the back seat of her mom's car while she smoked out the window and talked about music. Halsey said that Nicole was the one who encouraged her to pursue her artistic abilities. She also mentioned that she asked for a violin for Christmas one year, and although her father thought it was impractical, her mother bought a used violin and told her dad, "We can't hold her back." Despite her mom's encouragement, the continual changes in homes and schools were difficult for Halsey, but she stated in 2015 to Elle that her mom is awesome, strong, and in charge of herself. She said her mother was bold and different, as well as proud of what she's doing. Number 12. Stage name. You've probably already figured out that Halsey is an acronym of this star's given name, Ashley, but you might not have known that there's a different reason she chose to go by Halsey. She used to spend a lot of time on Halsey Street in Brooklyn when she was a teenager. She said during a 2015 interview that she would take the train into the city on the weekends, and her friend lived on that street. During the time she spent hanging out with her friends there, she also learned that there were other people like her in the world. Halsey said it assured her that she wasn't a complete weirdo. It's also the place that she decided she wanted to pursue music. Number 11. Bisexual. Halsey came out as bisexual at the beginning of her career as she began rising to fame. People started questioning whether or not she was really bisexual, or if she was using it to get attention, or it was some type of phase.
She told people that she is a bisexual woman and that she spent a big portion of her life trying to confirm that fact, not only to herself, but to her friends and family as well.
Halsey further stated that she's worked time and time again to prove that how she feels is not a phase, and it won't change. So, she began incorporating more female pronouns into her songs, even though she had to work up the courage to do so. Halsey also said that she wanted to better represent the LGBT community, and it's terrible that about 40% of young homeless people are LGBT who have been kicked out of their families' homes due to their lifestyle disagreements. Number 10. Endometriosis. This artist has struggled with many different things over the years, including endometriosis. She was diagnosed with this disorder in 2016, but had no idea that it was the source of her pain before that. For those who don't know, this is a gynecological problem, where the tissue that's supposed to be inside of a woman's uterus grows on the outside of it. The most common symptoms of endometriosis are pain and infertility. After discovering that the disorder was the cause of many of her issues, Halsey had to undergo surgery in 2017. Although the type of surgery she had isn't entirely clear, one of the most common ones is to remove that built-up tissue to help relieve pelvic pain. In some severe cases of endometriosis, a woman might have a hysterectomy, which is the removal of the uterus and cervix. Halsey also decided to freeze her eggs in 2018, since infertility is a common result of this condition, and she wants to be a mother. Number 9. 8 instruments. There's no question that Halsey is a talented artist, and her skills go far beyond just singing. When she was little, she started playing various string instruments, including cello, viola, and violin. But she told Billboard that when she turned 14, she didn't think that it was cool anymore. Since she had the idea she would be the next Alanis Morissette, Halsey began playing acoustic guitar.
According to her interview with Rolling Stone, she plays a total of 8 instruments.
Number 8. Mental struggles. We mentioned previously that Halsey's mother has the same mental condition that she was diagnosed with, bipolar disorder. She opened up to Elle about mental illness in 2015. She said that she found out about it when she was either 16 or 17 years old. Halsey said that she was living in a small town at the time, a place where everybody's parents knew everyone else's parents. She stated that she was the new kid and had the sides of her head buzzed short, as well as tattoos. Halsey further noted that she was a weirdo, and her disorder plays a significant role in her emotional tendencies. She added that she was always afraid of doing bipolar-related things that would get her arrested or in trouble. Halsey also recalled telling her mother that she didn't want to be how she was when she was a child. She noted that being bipolar has a lot to do with her empathy and that she feels everything around her. So when her parents were fighting or a friend would have a breakup, she'd feel their pain right along with them. But after she told her mom that she wanted to be more naive like others her age, her mother asked if she'd rather be blissfully ignorant or pained and aware. Halsey chose the latter and is thankful that her mom raised her how she did. Number 7. Poetry. You already know that this artist plays 8 instruments, but did you know that her original intention wasn't to be a musician? Although she decided on pursuing music during her younger years on Halsey Street with friends, she also began writing music so people would pay attention to her poetry. She'd never even been in a studio until she met a music guy that invited her over to collaborate. According to her interview with Rolling Stone, her meeting with him was the first time in a studio. Even though the space was somebody's basement in which they'd installed recording equipment and a microphone, this is where she began writing the song Ghost, the track that got her noticed. After uploading it to SoundCloud, Halsey had been contacted 5 hours later by 5 labels. She ultimately signed with Astralworks because they were willing to give her more creative freedom than the other companies.
Don't forget to subscribe.
Number 6. Collabs. Since Halsey signed her record deal, she's been working non-stop and putting out chart-topping hits. Other things she's known for are collaborations with other artists. When she was dating fellow artist G-Eazy, they came out with the song Him and I. It peaked on the Billboard Hot 100 at the 14th spot and was eventually double platinum certified. She then worked with 30 Seconds to Mars on the track Love is Madness, which was also a hit and allowed her to delve into a different genre. Another one of her popular collaborations is Closer, which she made with the Chainsmokers. It was the first #1 single either of them had on the Billboard Hot 100, and it took the #1 spot in several other countries as well. More recently, Halsey began working with the British alternative rocker Yungblud. The two created the song 11 Minutes, which also features Travis Barker from Blink-182. Lastly, she did an interesting mashup with the K-pop band BTS for the track Boy With Love. Since the K-pop genre has been gaining significantly more followers lately, the Boy With Love music video became YouTube's most viewed within 24 hours video to date. Number 5. Pregnancy. We already brought up Halsey's struggles with endometriosis, but before she knew her diagnosis, she had already been experiencing issues for almost her entire life. She gave an interview on CBS's The Doctors, and she revealed a terrible experience she'd had during one of her tours. Halsey discovered that she was pregnant and was trying to process the information.
Unfortunately, she never got the chance to think about bringing the baby into the world because she had a miscarriage.
Halsey told Rolling Stone that she was laying on her hotel bed when the incident began, and she was just hours away from going on stage. Since canceling the concert didn't seem like an option at the time, she sent her assistant to the store for adult diapers. Halsey put on the diapers and took some medication for the pain, and the show went on. She added that it was the angriest performance she'd ever done. Luckily, the event had some positive effects on Halsey. It's when she decided to seek treatment for the problems she's been having, which ultimately led to her diagnosis. Number 4. Kicked out. After she graduated high school, Halsey was accepted into Rhode Island School of Design, but she and her family didn't have the money to pay for it, so she began taking classes at a community college. She found out shortly that the college life didn't suit her, and she dropped out. Halsey was 19 at the time, and her parents were upset about her dropping out of school and didn't agree with a lot of things about her. They ended up kicking her out of the house. This was a trying time for Halsey because she was essentially homeless.
She didn't have phone service, insurance, or anything else to call her own, but somehow she managed to make do.
Halsey told Rolling Stone that she and her friends would put all of the money together and buy a single slice of pizza and split it. She further recalled that at one point, she had only $9 to her name, which she used to buy a pack of Red Bull energy drinks because she was afraid of sleeping on the streets. When things became too difficult for her, Halsey went to live with her grandmother. Number 3. Biracial. Something you might not have guessed about Halsey by looking at her is that she's biracial. She said during an interview with Playboy that she looks like a white girl, but she doesn't feel like one. She called herself a black woman, whose mom is white and father is black. Halsey noted that it was difficult to figure out who she was regarding her race while growing up. She said she wasn't sure if she should be listening to Britney Spears or TLC. Halsey added that she's white passing and accepts that about herself, and she hasn't tried to control things about black culture that aren't hers either. Number 2. G-Eazy. One of her most public relationships was with G-Eazy, a famous rapper for songs like Me, Myself, and I and No Limit. They came out as a couple in August 2017 after she posted a photograph with him on Instagram with the caption, "Thank you, baby." G-Eazy even surprised Halsey on stage during a performance on her 23rd birthday. In February 2018, he posted a cute picture from their Valentine's Day dinner, thanking Halsey for putting up with him and always loving him.
She even stayed by him after he was arrested for substance possession in Sweden.
Unfortunately for the iconic duo, they made their last red carpet appearance together in June 2018, and Halsey informed her fans via Instagram that they'd split. Many people believe it was due to G-Eazy being unfaithful and his flirtatious lifestyle. Halsey wrote the song Without Me around the same time that she and G-Eazy were on the rocks, and she stated that it was partly about him. Number 1. Yungblud. Although her relationship with G-Eazy certainly put a damper on Halsey's love life, she's now pursuing a relationship with another one of the artists she's collaborated with, Yungblud, aka Dominic Harrison. The duo went on a radio show in February 2019 to discuss their song 11 Minutes and talk about their relationship.
Halsey sent him an Instagram message with her phone number and a black heart emoji.
Soon after, they met up at a bar, had a couple of drinks and a conversation, and began coming up with a song. But these two had chemistry in more ways than one. Halsey and Yungblud appreciate each other's artistic style, as well as each other's uniqueness, so a romance blossomed fairly quickly. They've been photographed several times kissing and going on dates. We hope Halsey's new love works out.
Today's featured comment comes from Mrs. J on our Kourtney Kardashian Things You Didn't Know About Her video. Thanks for your comment, Miss J. Don't forget to leave your thoughts below and we might feature you in a future video. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.